So what you see in front of us right here is actually a student post of Andrew Martin, who hit his first 1,000 subscribers in 9 days. So here we can see he completely blew up his channel with just 3 videos, and here he got 120,000 views. Here we can see how crazy this channel blew up. Now in this video I'll show you guys exactly what we did and how you can do it too. Now for the people who don't know who I am, I'm Stefan, 23 years old, currently doing about $30,000 to $40,000 a month and constantly starting new channels. I've made just $42,000 with just 2 videos. I've scaled up a channel from $0 to $48,000 a month in just 30 days. So as we can see here, now this was more of a trendy channel, but still pretty impressive, right? Then I've helped hundreds of other people do the exact same thing. For example, here Martins, who have helped to make $31,000 in one single month, not with a trendy channel, but actually with a long-term evergreen channel, which is crazy. Then here, we scaled up another channel here to, 100,000 views in every 48 hours. Here we scaled up a channel to $24,000 in a single month. Here, $4,000 in a single month. Here, the first $1,000 in a single month. Here, from $200 to $400 a day, 171 euros a day, and many, many more. If you're interested in getting the same results, check out the first link in the video description. Book a completely free call with me, and we will have a look how we can scale it up together. This call will be with me personally, so I will have a look at your situation, what you're doing, and how we can take you from point A to point B. All right. So go ahead and book your call. Doesn't cost you anything. But yeah, make sure that you're serious if you're booking the call. All right. So step 1. So the first thing we did, and this is something we do with every single student once we start working together. So firstly, we look for a niche, right? And when we look for a niche, we look for specific niche criteria. And this is something I take very, very seriously. And this is also why the students are getting the results they're getting. So number 1, there are under 5 smaller channels creating content in this niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there is high demand and low supply. One of the most important things when it comes to YouTube automation. If you just randomly jump into niches like most people do, trust me, you will never ever see any success with YouTube. The reason why we could blow up this channel in this way we did is very simple, because we looked for a topic that nobody was posting in, but we had a lot of people who were interested in that specific topic. And that's why we blew up this channel to this insane level as quickly as we did, right? So super, super awesome and very important, like one of the most important metrics when it comes to YouTube. Then there are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers. In best case, there's like 1 or 2, maybe even 0 channels posting videos in that niche. The cool thing is if there's one, we have a little bit of proof of concept, but sometimes we don't even need one. Like for example, here we completely transferred the niche to another niche. All right. Then there are no smaller channels failing. Very important. Why? Because if there are a bunch of smaller channels failing, why should your channel specifically succeed? If there are a bunch of small channels failing, ask yourself, why should you succeed? Nobody's special, right? Then the niche is not older than 6 months. This is very important because in most cases, if the niche is older than 6 months, we will have a bunch of channels that are failing and a bunch of channels that will have, or a bunch of pretty big channels. So we want to make sure that the niche is not older than 6 months. Then I can create better content than my competitors. This is super important, but this can also just be longer content, all right? Longer content. Then am I actually interested in this niche? This is not a must. As long as you build a team that actually has interest in the niche, then is the niche monetizable? Super important. Otherwise, you are not going to make any money with your channel. Then huge bonus if you can actually post long videos in that niche, because very simple, then you can place more ads in your videos, and more ads mean more money, or means more money, right? Now, very important, this does not need to be 1,000% with every single niche you find. Why? Because otherwise you're going to do niche research and do niche research and do niche research and not find anything, right? But don't be too perfectionistic. Just go for something. Once you see something has some kind of potential, just go for it and, test it out. All right. Many of you guys know my niche testing framework. Now, tools I would highly recommend for niche research is NextLevel. It's 13 euros a month. Super, super helpful. I'll show you in a second what you can do with it. And VidIQ, the free plan is enough. Now, how do you actually and where do you actually use these? So we use a dummy account for doing niche research. It's kind of, in my opinion, the easiest way for doing niche research. Now, this is basically a YouTube account that we only use for doing niche research. Now, the YouTube homepage is changed for our advantage. You will see the YouTube homepage is very funny these days. If you click, for example, on one of these videos as you're watching right here, YouTube will show you more and more and more and more and more of this content. All right. So YouTube got extremely good at predicting what we are wanting to watch or what we want to watch. And we can use this to our advantage to train the YouTube algorithm to only show us faceless niches on our YouTube home tab. I'll show you guys how that works. Pretty cool. And not many people know this, but instead of me explaining, let me show you how you can do this, because once you have your dummy account set up, you can find endless niches with it. This here is my dummy account. And if I just scroll down a little bit, then I promise you I'll find a niche very quickly. So here, just as an example, channel I don't even know, very small channel. Here it just had like a super massive outlier video on the YouTube homepage here, this one, right? Then I can go back to this dummy account again, scroll down again, and I can promise you I'll find some big channels or some small channels that are getting good views very quickly again. So let's see. Okay, this one I know. I don't want to click on any channels that I know, but let's have a look. Just as an example, this one. Okay, this one I know. But you can find a lot of niches pretty fast with this, which is super, super cool. Let me find one more, and then we'll go on to the next thing, and I'll show you exactly how you can, create an account exactly like this as well. Here's another one, 500 subscribers, 15,000 views. Then, here, everyday sailing, 115,000 views, 15,000 subscribers. Another one, let's see, don't know this one. Now I know it. So yes, and this one's doing actually very well. But now, how do you actually set up an account exactly like this before I then show you how to even use it even better? So we, create a brand new YouTube account like here. All right. Now I'm just going to kind of show you guys how this works in YouTube Incognito, right? So just imagine you're signed in here, and then you can look up anything. For example, the biggest houses, just as an example. Now this can, no joke, be anything you are interested in. If you want to do history videos, you do history videos. If you want to do finance videos, you do finance here. Once you're on this page, you actually just need to, scroll through these videos like this to make sure that these are actually faceless videos and not just, videos where people actually show their face, because keep in mind, we want to optimize YouTube to show us faceless videos on our YouTube homepage, not personal brands. So here we can see it's a faceless video. So we click on that video and we let it play. Now what you can do is you can subscribe to this channel, you can like this video, and while this is playing, we can actually scroll down here on the sidebar and try to find more faceless channels. All right. So here we can see 25,000 subscribers, 36,000 views 3 weeks ago. Looks pretty interesting. So we click on this and we go to this channel. We have a look. Okay. 30 videos, 2.5 million views. This channel is 1 month old. So that's pretty cool. And we just hear Vault of Discovery. Let's have a look at this one. Right? So 50,000 views, 2 weeks old. And let's have a look. So this channel has posted 24 videos, 1.5 million subscribers. Also super, super awesome channel. So what we do now is we should go ahead and we copy, for example, this link, which we can actually have a look at in a bit. So I'll just copy that. Now, once we've done this for a while, I'll just actually click on this video here again. And once we've done this for a while, let's do it for 2 more or something. And then, all right. So here's another one. 313,000 views, the severed timeline. Let's have a look at this channel. That's crazy how quickly we can find, again, niches, right? Very new channel, doing very, very well. Also a channel I want to save right here because we can look deeper into this right now. So then we can go to our YouTube homepage and you will see it's all faceless content. Faceless, 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 faceless. So this is all faceless. And the more you do it, the more YouTube is actually going to start recommending you stuff that you actually might want to go into. So I'm going to take this away. And now let me show you how you can use, for example, NextLevel, right? So NextLevel is, like I said, 13 euros a month. I'll link it in the video description. Now what we can see here, 5,000 subscribers. We can see this channel is monetized. Here with VidIQ, we can see this channel is getting 300,000 views a week. Now what we can do with NextLevel is we can actually click on analytics, which is super, super cool. And then we can scroll down a little bit and we click on RPM, and it's actually going to load up this channel's RPM, which is going to be, again, important for us to make like an informed decision if we want to go for the niche or if we not want to go for the niche. All right. Now, while this is loading, keep in mind, if you are interested in working close with me, check out the first link in the video description, book a call with me, and let's have a look how we can scale you up just exactly like here, $24,000 a month, or even here, 18,000 or 48 or $18,000 a month, or a million views in every 48 hours. Check it out. The link is the first link in the video description. Make sure to book your call. Now, let me actually load up the RPM for all of these channels just very quickly, because it's actually going to take a bit longer. So this here might not be too accurate, by the way, here from VidIQ. So it's always good to, check it with the softwares, but also manually check it, all right? Because sometimes the softwares actually make a little bit of a mistake and don't show too accurate numbers when it comes to the views. So you can see $6 RPM, this channel is making $3,000 a month, which is pretty cool. If you're happy with that, go for that one here. This one, $2,800 dollars in the last 30 days. I think this channel is getting more views though. Like, okay, not the last few videos, but here just as an example, got some good views. But then here again, this one, let's have a look at the RPM here as well. I just want to load up everything to show you guys how cool this tool is. 150,000 views in the last 7 days. This is going to be a super evergreen channel. You can also sell a bunch of products on this channel, which also makes this channel super, 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 super cool. So let's load this up, and then we'll go to the next thing. By the way, when you're doing niche research on your homepage, right, what you can also do is you can just literally scroll here, and with NextLevel, you can then see the subscribers right here, which is cool because then you don't click on a bunch of big channels the whole time. So you can see $6.50 RPM and making $4,000 a month. All right, so now we know how to kind of find niches. Now, what we also do is we create new niches using the niche transfer method. So instead of blindly copying something everyone is doing, we use the niche transfer method to literally 1000x our results. Now, this is essentially taking proven concepts and moving them to different markets. Now, this can be anything: title, thumbnail style, video style, no joke, anything you can think of, all right? Here's some examples. So if we look at, just as an example here, Medieval Times Discovered, they're kind of creating videos on medieval people. But if you look at the concepts of this channel here, which is creating videos on cavemen, or this channel, which is creating videos on pirates, or even this channel, who's creating videos on, homeless people, the concept is exactly the same. And they all got the concept from this channel right here, all right? So this is something I want you to do. So for example, if you go into a niche like this, you can, think about like, hey, how can I take this kind of concept to a different kind of sub niche? For example, bikes, for example, fisher boats, this is what I want you to think of. All right. I always want you to try the niche transfer method. Can be very, very powerful if you do it correctly. All right. Then step number 2, once we picked a niche, it's all about speed. And this was extremely important for Andrew as well. So we have 3 different options when it comes to approaching content creation, because we need to have a very fast team. So I need you to always hire people before you even start your channel, because you want to be ready once you find something. So you have 3 different options when it comes to content creation. Either do it yourself, you can do the hybrid method, or you can fully outsource it. Now, if you do it yourself, the advantages are they're basically no cost. You get 100% profit. You learn new skills. You have full control over the channel. The disadvantages are it's not scalable, extremely time consuming. Learning takes a bunch of time, and without you, there's no money. Now the hybrid method, and as far as I know, Andrew is doing this, and we're moving him to this right now. So the hybrid method is, when you do some of the work and freelancers do some of the work, the advantages are low cost. You do what you enjoy. You have way more control over the channel. And the disadvantages are it's only partially scalable, very time consuming. There is capital required, and without you, there's no income, right? Then we have fully outsourced, which I absolutely love. I know many of our students start out with hybrid and then move over to fully outsourcing. The advantages are it's not very time consuming, extremely scalable, still over 80% profit margin, time freedom, experience, you work with experienced freelancers, which we actually give you guys, then without you, you still have a income. The disadvantages are just that it requires some initial capital, like around about $300 to $500 a month, and you will be good with that. All right. Then we go to step 3. All right. Finding video topics. Now, something you have to keep in mind is supply and demand is also in video topics. So supply and demand is not just important in your niche, but also in the video topics you choose. Okay. Now, how do you actually go ahead and find demand? You look for recent outlier videos on competitor channels, and you look for recent trending formats. Do not copy the most popular videos from competitors, because this is what everyone does and your videos will fail. Keep in mind that we have supply and we have demand, right? If there's too much supply for the demand, your videos won't get any views, right? So don't do the mistake that 99% of people that start YouTube are doing, all right? Now, how do you find supply? We use our YouTube search bar and look for how many people have created the exact same video. If it's been done more than 3 times and you don't have a different angle to that specific video, look for another topic, all right? Don't do that topic, okay? YouTube will always show the videos to the hardcore fans of that niche first, and if they have already seen that video multiple times, they don't have any reason for clicking on your video, except if it follows a different angle, okay? Now, how does a perfect video topic actually look like? A perfect video topic resonates with your audience, all right? So ask yourself, do they even want to watch this specific video? Some topics sound super interesting on the basics, on the top, but some topics are actually super boring, right? You want to make sure that your topic is not boring. Then your topic has to be posted on time, especially if it is a trend. You need to repeat what has done well in the past. I'll tell you guys more on this later, because doubling down is one of the craziest things out there, and doubling down will also, help here Andrew to go to 10K a month within no time, just because we double down, right? We do what is proven to work, okay? Then we leverage negativity, so humans respond way better to negative things than to positive things. Weird, but if there's something negative, we always have to respond, right? Then step 4 is basically just getting the account ready. So now you guys know how to pick video topics, how to choose a niche, how to build a team, how to do all of these things. Now we just need to get the account ready to get ready to post. So we have different kind of YouTube accounts. So we have brand new accounts, we have aged accounts, personal accounts, and pre-monetized accounts. Brand new accounts are just accounts you can create right here or right now. Aged accounts are just accounts from 2006 to 2009. Personal accounts are accounts that you, for example, use to watch this video here right now, which are super powerful because here YouTube already knows okay, this person is not AI, it's actually a real account. And then pre-monetized accounts are YouTube accounts that are already monetized. Would not recommend these accounts, all right, especially for starting out. Then we want to protect our channel from day one, so we use a different email address for every single account we start, all right? We use different AdSense accounts for every single account we start. We use different browsers for all accounts, all right? Not for all accounts, like a lot of my accounts are on one browser, but we also use different Chrome profiles, okay? You can click on here and then you can change your Chrome profile. You do not need any proxies or anti-detect and so on. All right, I've never used these things. You don't need it. Okay, you really don't need it. As long as you just stick to the YouTube guidelines, there's nothing you have to be scared about. All right, there's nothing you have to be scared about. All right, now creating the channel should not take you longer than 10 to 15 minutes. All right, it should really not take you longer. Just put in the name, create the logo. You can do all of these things with ChatGPT. All right, it's not the most difficult thing, should be very, very quickly. Then you want to warm up your account. So we warm up our accounts to increase our trust score. Now, trust score is very simple. How much does the platform actually trust your channel? This will also depend on how fast does YouTube actually push out your channel. All right, now, what accounts need to actually be warmed up? So we need to warm up new accounts and we need to warm up aged accounts, all right? How to actually warm up your account? We use it as a normal user. We watch 1 to 2 hours of content per day. We subscribe, like, and comment to different YouTube channels. We do not spam it. We do it as a normal human would do it, right? Now we do this for 1 week plus to lower the risk of a low trust score. This is not going to work 100% of the times, but it does help to increase your trust score. All right. Now, quick note, always have 1 to 2 warmed up channels ready to go, so you can very quickly jump into a niche once you have one. All right. Now, if you need any help with this, and if you want to skip the whole trial and error, just check out the first link in the video description. Book a call with me. Let's see if we can scale you up to like here, $8,000 a month, or here, just as an example, monetize in 20 days, or here, channel blowing up. Here, 171 euros, here, $25,000 a week, and so on. Check out the first link, book a call with me personally, and we'll have a look if it makes sense to work together or not. And then I'll see you guys on the call or in the next video.